Well, I think this is also a good segue.
Absolutely.
Let's
Let's talk
let's
about
let's
something
do it.
positive. Let's
Let's talk
do
about
this.
happy stuff and fun stuff and
So,
make people mad.
you
Now,
know,
wait a minute. Y'all about to launch the top 10, and I have taken issue with our voters in the past, and you're talking about happy stuff.
Oh
Be
no, that's what
careful.
I
let's
said. I
let's
said we'll make people
let's
mad.
let's let the introduction happen before we start bitching about it. Okay? People that are not watching the show don't even know what we're talking about yet. So last week, let me tell you, last week so much stuff happened that we needed two shows. Then we kind of just went on hiatus with our thinking process, and we're like, "Oh crap, we need to do another show." So we had to throw some things together. But luckily, the producer has some backups for us, and this was the best of those backups. Nothing really in particular happened this week to point to, so we're going to do something fun this week. Top 10 TV game shows. Let's run it down. Number 10, The
Match.
Match Game.
It's our girl.
And
Uh,
the picture that I picked here, and let me tell you before we get into this, there are going to be some horribly blurry pictures. You want to know why? Some of these game shows are old as dirt, and there's not any new clean HD pictures available. But if you're listening to the audio, there is a Match Game picture of our love, Betty White, holding a card that says boobs. And I had to make that the picture that I used here.
Absolutely.
Fantastic show. I love this show. So many funny people. I can't say enough about it.
No,
Wonderful show. If you haven't seen it, look for it.
absolutely. Could not recommend this show enough. This always made me laugh. Absolutely every time. And it was so dirty. Back in what it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
60s, 70s. So dirty. And we could never get away with that nowadays. And I love that shit.
Generationally, this show is beyond me. So it did not make my top 10, but I do enjoy it.
You need to look it up. You really do. But
You
before
do.
we go on, I'm going to go ahead and throw one out that did not make the top 10.
I
Okay.
had Game
You
Show
people,
Network, sir. Game Show
you
Network.
people are sleeping on Supermarket Sweep. Let me just put
Oh,
that out
shit!
there.
I
How did that
voted it.
not make it? Yeah,
I
how did
voted
that
it.
not make it? Did I not
All
vote
right, so
for
I
it?
just revealed that it's not one of the next 9
Oh,
because I know this, but look it up, people. I mean, we used to watch that every time it came on in
mhm.
college. We wanted
4
one of those
o'clock.
sweaters.
Oh, look. And they would go and they get the most obnoxious size roll of meat or the bread or
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Now, mind you, there's a reboot. There was a reboot with Leslie Jones, who's my girl because of everything she did for Corey, Ryan Forrester. But
Yeah,
the reboot, and that's also some people's only exposure to the show, which
that's
makes me so
true.
sad because I'm like, no, you have to go back, watch the 80s, watch the people in their windsuits and like their, high top Reeboks. Oh, yeah, it's amazing. All the pastels, like you can't deal with it.
Okay, that's one show that I thought desperately. Well, it was number 11, just to
Okay.
let you know.
Okay,
Number
well,
9. Whose line is it anyway? And this one's a gray area. Is it a game show?
They
There's
got
no real
points.
contestant. They may,
I'm just
yeah, but
sketch comedy, basically.
I don't
hey,
care.
there
This
were
is
points
great.
that meant nothing. But hey, we love it, so we included it. You want to argue with that? We don't care. We put it on the
People
list.
obviously
People voted
voted it.
for it, and it's great. And this is also one that started in the UK, and it
Mhm.
was hilarious. That version was on Comedy Central for years until Drew Carey brought it to ABC.
Yep. It was really the launch helped launch Wayne Brady's career, I would
Oh
say.
yeah,
I
Yep.
mean, his career was good, but when that came out, man, he was on fire. And the best, whose line is it anyway? If anybody says anything other than Richard Simmons, you're wrong.
it's like the Jack Black episode of Yo Gabba Gabba. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go
Exactly.
Google it.
Yes.
Number 8, Hollywood Squares. This is one that I spent 20 minutes looking for a decent damn picture, but I had to have Alf included.
That's right.
You're
Alien life
remarkable.
form, baby.
And Jim
Alien
J.
life
Bullock.
form.
These
Wow.
people, and I completely forgot about Shadow Stevens. Let me just tell you that.
Oh my God, Shadow Stevens.
I know you haven't thought about that guy in decades, have you?
No.
And then somehow they got Brandon Tartikoff. It's like he wanted to be a part of it or something, and he shows up. Like, get out of here, boss. Nobody wants you here. You're not funny. But I think that's Zsa Zsa Gabor in the bottom right of the picture, but it doesn't show her name because she's out.
Yeah, she was convicted of a drive-by slapping.
No, I think it might be God, I can't tell.
And I don't know who Will Shriner is. There's Ed Begley Jr., Kim Fields.
Jim J. Bullock. Remember Jim J.
Yeah,
Bullock?
He was
Ed
great.
Begley. Ed Begley Jr. ended up playing on that show Seventh Heaven, produced by Brenda Hudson or whatever. And then she went on to do Secret Life of the American Teenager, and he was in that too.
Sure.
Things you know
Anyway.
when you watch Freeform, formerly the ABC Family Channel.
See,
By the
Hollywood
way,
Squares was funny based on a lot of the answers that they would give. You know, they would try to sell you on some really stupid answer to something. By the way, what, Andrew?
I had an Alf doll in the 80s because I was bad at
God.
yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Alf was fantastic.
Alien life form. He loved cats. My favorite. And you know what? You talk about adult jokes in Alf. If you go back and rewatch the Alf series, there are some adult jokes.
Ted was Ted.
Correct. Yes, I love Alf. But anyway, Hollywood Squares, not so much. Again, it's a little old for me.
Oh, kill me every time.
You missed the era of the game show. That's
you did.
All I'm going to say. Number
well,
7.
I also didn't miss a whole lot of school to play hooky and watch the Game Show Network like some.
Hey, I watched what I watched at my Meemaw's house, sir. You don't be disparaging that.
That's what summers were made for.
I was at the pool.
Double Dare.
There we go.
And I tried
Bring
to
on
find
the slime.
a picture of a lot of this stuff. These pictures were the hardest pictures to find this week. So I got some kid jumping in popcorn or something. I don't know.
Where's the slime, Terry? Where's the slime?
Mark Summers. We've got Mark Summers, and we've got. Do you guys remember the celebrity ones?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
They had wrestlers on.
Maybe I needed a picture of them showing their arm up the nose or something.
I was hoping this one would make it, simply because I used to love the fact. Do you guys remember what the main prize pretty often was?
No.
It was a trip to space camp.
Oh, that'll come up later, by the way. Just to let you know.
That was usually the main prize on Double Dare.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to get so excited, and I could never be on it because I was always clumsy, even as a kid. And I'm like, nope, I would never win. So
I never went to space camp, even though it was an hour from me growing up. My daughter went to space camp. My son never did. He did other stuff other than space camp. So I got one more. Maybe he'll go to space camp at some point. We'll see.
I went to space camp. If you call hot boxing the 1995 Grand Am, we certainly went to space camp.
Anyway, Double Dare was fun. I remember this was one of the things we really looked forward to when I was in elementary school. Friends down the road, we would watch it together, and we would try to act out some of the weird stuff they did.
I had the video game on a Tandy 1000. That is legitimate. I had a Tandy 1000 computer in the basement of my parents' house, and we had Double Dare, and that sumbitch came on the big floppy disk. Like, kids today do not know what real computer disks were like they used to be. I just say that. Number 6. Sorry, Terry. Go
Number 6. Deal or no deal. So we're bringing in the somewhat recent era here. And this one was pretty fun. I liked watching it. Bunch of hot women holding briefcases, and got the banker and all that stuff. It was pretty.
My thing is they always pick stupid decisions. Like, you got $500,000 in the bank, take the fucking money. Who cares about the other 500,000? Because you are walking $500,000 richer than you would.
They're smart. They're smart. They offer you exactly the right amount of money to find that balance point. It's like, I could take this money right now, but I've got a 50% chance to get 3 times this much money.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
But to me, it wasn't. To me, it wasn't that intriguing of a game show. Personally, I mean, it was okay. If it was on TV, I wouldn't turn the channel.
Guy? I don't shake hands. I fist bump.
Well, he's okay.
He's gotten better now.
On America's Got Talent, he's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I never got into this show because honestly, there was really no skill.
That's the other thing. There's nothing.
No.
Think like Legends of the Hidden Temple, where you had to be able to run and juke the little bad guys. I mean, come on.
Did you watch that when you were younger, Allison?
Legends of the Hidden
a little bit. Yeah, see that's more Andrew's age.
Yeah,
Nickelodeon baby.
On that one, I put it on the list, but I really didn't ever watch that.
I did. Go ahead. What's the next one, Terry? Number 5.
Press your luck and look in the bottom right corner, Allison. Look what the prize is if you land on that. We've got Space Camp in a square on the bottom right.
Hell yeah.
No whammies, no whammies, and stop.
Why are you
all y'all motherfuckers that participated in this poll just hit a whammy. This is the number 1 game show with a bullet. There is no reason for this not to be number 1.
Mad because it's on the list, or if he's mad because it's not high.
I know, I can't tell either.
And then it's this anticipation to see what he's pissed about.
This is number 1. This is the best game show ever.
We don't have to worry about making fans mad. We have to worry about making Andrew mad.
Correct.
I'm not worried about it. He gets mad no matter what.
I will revoke your voting privileges. I'm warning all of our listeners.
So good. I loved this show personally. We would yell at the TV. Like that to me, that's a great game show when you're screaming at the TV.
It's good.
That's what I'm talking about.
This was the game though that the one guy figured out the pattern pretty well.
Yep.
And racked up.
Yeah, Efren reminded us of that on his show, the game event, and he loves to tweet it. But the guy hit a whammy, and then he went, I don't know, 20-some turns or whatever without hitting a whammy because he had figured the pattern of the game board out. Yeah. And he walked away with some stupid amount of money that was absolutely asinine for the 1980s, you know. Right. But who didn't yell no whammy? Who didn't yell big bucks? I mean, come on. This is the game, you know. All y'all wrong, but go ahead, Terry. What's number 4? Wait. What is not number 4? Because it doesn't matter. Because this is number 1. Move on. Let's go.
Number 4, Wheel of Fortune, and I struggled with a picture here also to capture everything, but I had to have Vanna on there. I had to have Pat. This is not actual game competition, so criticize me if you want to. But Wheel of Fortune's fun.
RSTLNE.
Dominate this. I mean, This is one of those shows that if you're sitting on your fat ass at home eating your potato chips, you are calling everybody on this show morons because you can do a lot better than they can.
I'm solving every puzzle, and I'm doing it before the letters are revealed, and it's right. To your point, Terry, if I was standing up there spinning that fucking wheel, it would be bankrupt every time, or I would forget that you go RSTLNE and then build from there.
Right. Great.
And I love the ones that really do mess up where like the whole thing is filled in, but a couple blanks and they still fuck it up. How did you manage to do that?
Those are without a doubt my favorite episodes.
So funny. We have a second or two of silence, and then I start to go, and then he goes, "And one more thing," like over and over again. Number 3, Jeopardy, and I just showed a game board here. We got Sweet Home Alabama or something like that, and then we got my favorite book I've ever read, The Princess Bride. I love that movie.
27 Dresses was also a book.
Love Actually these are all movies.
Rom-coms.
All rom-coms.
Failure to Launch, yeah.
So obviously, if you're just listening to audio, we're talking about a picture that you don't see. But Jeopardy and Jeopardy's fun, but I rarely know enough. I never sit watching Jeopardy, hardly ever, and think that I would do anything on this show.
So I have a friend who was actually on Jeopardy.
That's great.
She didn't win, but she did great. it was amazing to actually, and she's smart. She's like super smart.
Yeah.
I always think like if Andrew and I were in a room together watching Jeopardy, between the two of us, we'd probably get every question right. Because we have enough useless knowledge stored in our brains that is perfect for Jeopardy. But we need to be together because we kind of play well off each other, because I know shit you don't know about and you know shit I don't know about. So
Well, and the other thing about Jeopardy is you have to answer it in the form of a question. So it's what is, who is, what, where, what, whatever. The other thing about Jeopardy is you can get on a roll really, really fast, and the next category you don't know shit.
Right.
And so this was my dad's favorite game show because he was one of those nerds that had all sorts of. He didn't have a college degree, high school educated, multiple certifications in trade, went to classes galore, probably went to the equivalent of 150 credit hours in college with his, technical training and shit, but never had a college degree. He could watch Jeopardy and it didn't matter the topic. And it was boom, 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 boom. But my father was the type of person, if you put his ass on camera, you'd have never heard a word from him ever. He didn't have the outgoing personality. He would have never said, but he could sit there and watch Jeopardy smoking that fucking cigarette. Here he goes. And he knew every answer in Jeopardy. It was stupid. And it didn't matter the category. Like one time they had J.R.R. Tolkien as a subject, and he smashed every single one of them, including the Daily Double. And I'm like, no idea.
wow.
I knew he wrote The Hobbit. I mean, shit, Bilbo Baggins. But anyway, no, Jeopardy's fun. Also, to mention, Terry, because I know you love one. I just did it to you. Amy Fowler, or Amy, give me your name.
Amy Farrah Fowler.
Was the host, who was also
Awesome.
Sheldon's girlfriend in Big Bang Theory. See, I knew this would come back up some point, but it hasn't been the same since Trebek died of cancer. That's all.
No.
It hasn't. Ken Jennings is good, but
dude, Ken Jennings was the best contestant they ever had. He won how many ever days in a row, and nobody even came close. That was stupid.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Go ahead.
The Price is Right. And I like this picture because it shows the big wheel, because I had to show the big wheel, but this lady's going crazy. And I got to think, whatever episode this is, when they told her, come on down, that had to be a show.
Yep.
This woman was feeling it. My mama went with her coworkers to The Price is Right one time, and one of them got called down.
Price is Right is a fine show. I like it. Spin the big wheel, but it's not better than Press Your Luck. So,
but it's also another show where, they learned a lesson about people being able to research their show. They put the same products out over and over again, and some guy just did his research and went on the show and dominated.
Yep. The Showcase Showdown 2 was always fun. Come within without going over. If you get within, what was it? If you get within $1,000 or $100, you won both. What was the rule, guys? Do you remember?
I don't know. I thought you had to get it on the nose or something to win both.
Okay, so I'm going to mention something, and I'm going to go back one or two to Wheel of Fortune. Terry, you might remember this, but Andrew probably doesn't. Do you remember when they won, they used to be able to pick out prizes for how much money they had?
Oh, yeah. They had like a
big showcase with a bunch of different like things. Like you'd be like a living room. So you'd have a sofa, a couch, a bar, a pool table. And they used to take however much they won and be able to buy the prizes on the display. It's crazy.
I definitely don't remember that. Yeah. I remember it being cash, or you want a trip to the Caribbean, you want a trip to Europe, you want
Casio video cassette recorder.
Exactly. But I never actually saw an episode where they picked the prizes out.
Well, I'm gonna find one
right at the beginning.
Yeah,
that was when Vanna was still like in her 40s,
and a playmate. I know that too. Vanna White posed naked in a magazine, and I never saw it for obvious reasons. What's up next?
All right, sorry for the segue. First, number
And the
one.
number one TV game show, according to our listeners and voters, Family Feud. And if you're watching this and you see this scene, you know what scene this is.
It's hilarious.
Distract him.
She bounces them boobies.
And I tried.
I went to go, woo, but you can't really see it with my background.
Oh, but this is a great show. I mean, it's had multiple really good hosts.
Yes.
The format is awesome. I love it.
So, even with all the fabulous hosts, Steve Harvey to me takes it to another level. I know there are the purists out there who love Dawson and Louis, and I'm forgetting.
The guy.
Yeah.
The
Ray Combs. Ray Combs.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
That was
Ray Combs.
They were great. Yep. They were all great. They all had their own thing. Like Dawson kissed everybody.
Yeah.
And not just a little kiss. Like he kissed the women. But Steve Harvey pulls out the best comments in people, and then the expression on his face. I love it. I absolutely entertaining from start to finish.
Yeah, I love the show. Apparently, it's not number one according to Andrew, but
no. I guess if Pressure Luck had to lose, this one is okay to lose to. Those other ones are entirely wrong though, because Pressure Luck and Family Feud are really my must game shows, other than Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. But they're down the list, okay? Because it's Pressure Luck, it's Family Feud. Family Feud, to Allison's point, Steve Harvey, body language, smart ass comments, interaction with the guests and audience. I love Dawson, and that goes back to the Game Show Network, and of course Ray Combs and Louis Anderson. But Steve Harvey with the bullet takes this one for me, and it's not close. But I do. There are so many fun clips. I know I've sent you guys to them, and the one Asian guy comes to mind. I don't even remember the joke though. Something your girlfriend hit my face or something, he says, and she's sitting there cheering, and he's right, and it's an answer. It's hilarious. I'll find the clip and send it to y'all so Terry can post it on social.
Yeah, I like the one where they ask what Popeye eats, and the girl goes, chicken, and she's all excited, and everybody's like, what the hell are you saying?
The other thing is when they there's been a few of them where name a book that starts with the letter whatever, and it's the sound, but it's not the letter, like night whatever, but it starts with K, and the guy's so confident that he thinks he's right and he's definitely wrong, which makes it hilarious to me.
The lightning round's a lot of fun sometimes, where people say some really stupid, like Snoop Dogg did that in the celebrity episode, and it was really funny.
I think the goal is if you can make the host break down during the lightning round, you are an automatic awesome contestant. Because to me, that was always like the line. If you can make whoever the host is stop and give you more time in the lightning round because he's laughing too hard, that's a great contestant. All right, folks, I am going to head on out.
Uh-oh.
Have a good night.
All right, thank you.
What happened? All right. Bye.
See ya.
So let's run it down from 10 to 1. So we had Match Game at number 10. Whose Line Is It Anyway at number 9. Hollywood Squares at number 8. Double Dare at number 7. Deal or No Deal at number 6. Pressure Luck at number 5. Wheel of Fortune at number 4. Jeopardy at number 3. Number 2 was The Price is Right. And the winner here is Family Feud. And another show that belongs on this, not getting enough love, is Remote Control. I wanted to talk about that today. You young folks don't know of that show, I don't think, but it was fantastic. Colin Quinn, Kari Wurr, Adam Sandler got his start on there. Amazing show. You need to go look it up.
The Nerd is coming out, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I just heard. The Nerd is coming out.
That was an MTV show. How's that make me a nerd? It just makes me
I don't know.
Actually.
I don't know. Love Line with Dr. Drew was an MTV show.